Welcome back to the journey through the Ice Age, where every creature, whether a colossal predator or a seemingly gentle herbivore, carries within it extraordinary evolutionary secrets far beyond our imagination. Today, in Part 5, we step into one of the most captivating chapters of the entire story, the epic confrontations between predator and prey, where strategy, senses, and instinct collide in ways both brutal and breathtakingly beautiful. No need for a long introduction. Let's go straight to what makes this part special. This is where you'll see the Smilodon hunting by the heartbeat of its prey, where the dire wolf coordinates like an invisible army in the middle of a blizzard, where the American lion charges through the icy blue night with the speed of a blade, where the woolly rhinoceros uses its sensory instincts to survive every ambush, where the ancient bison predicts storms and changes the path of the entire herd with just a breath of wind. And most importantly, Part 5 is where the entire Ice Age world comes alive through real encounters, not just survival, but intelligence, strategy, and the subtle brilliance of the wild. From nighttime chases to breath-stealing standoffs between horn and fang, from battles of wits in the snowstorm to the deadly silence of a predator hidden in the dark. All of it unfolds right here in Part 5. 10 more truths about the epic confrontations of the Ice Age. A mist-filled early morning in the Ice Age. The air is cold like metal. The ground is pure white, so quiet that even the sound of falling snow becomes distinct. In that curtain of mist, two of the greatest creatures of the Ice Age are unknowingly stepping into a confrontation that will be etched into evolutionary history. Smilodon the killer, with saber teeth as long as curved blades, a master of heartbeat, breath, and a perfect strike delivered in 0.2 seconds. And megaglaciers, the giant deer with antlers as wide as wings, a master of hearing, wind, vibrations, and lightning-fast counterattacks. Not merely a predator and prey. This is a clash between two survival philosophies, one built on absolute offense, the other on refined defense. In the dense fog, eyes cannot see far, but Smilodon doesn't need sight. It senses the warm breath of the megaglaciers drifting through the mist, the tiny movement of neck muscles, the vibration of a heartbeat traveling through the air, the sound of compressed snow as the megaglaciers shifts its weight. No predator in the Ice Age could do this. It becomes a biological sensor in the fog. Megaglaciers cannot see Smilodon, but its ears swivel 160 degrees in fractions of a second. Just one slight tremor of hoof on snow, breath from Smilodon carried by the wind, tiny crunch of snow being pressed down, is enough for megaglaciers to know the direction of danger. In the frozen world, it is a living radar tower. This is the golden moment. Neck muscles relax, arteries exposed, skin tightens, the body loses 0.2 seconds of defense. Smilodon pauses, lowers its breathing, tightens its hind muscles, prepares for a mathematically precise leap. This is a unique skill no other species can match. When it senses abnormal vibrations, its back muscles tense, its head swings sideways, its antlers spread like two massive blades, striking hard toward the source of movement. This blow is strong enough to snap bone, throw a predator off its feet, inflict fatal injury on Smilodon if it lands. Megaglaciers doesn't just run, it fights. The fog tears apart as Smilodon accelerates. Wind flips its fur backward. Its hot breath bursts into the cold air. Megaglaciers turns its head. Antlers sweep sideways. Two creatures crash into each other like living fragments of nature. This isn't just a hunt. It is the collision of the two strongest senses of the Ice Age. Smilodon chooses a low angle, a wind-favorable direction, the blind spot just under the antlers. It lunges like a living blade. But Megaloceros hears the air being sliced, feels the vibration through the ground as Smilodon leaps, swings its antlers lower than usual. Two opposing movements, yet so precise they seem choreographed. Smilodon nearly pierces the thick neck hide of Megaloceros. Megaloceros nearly flings Smilodon away. No mistakes, no weakness. But in the Ice Age, 0.2 seconds faster, live. 0.2 seconds slower, die. That is nature's brutal law. Studies of claw marks on Megaloceros bones, broken Smilodon canines, skull fractures, antler impact grooves in the soil show that battles like this happened often, and every confrontation is strategy, sense, instinct, evolution, the perfect moment of survival. Not the biggest battle, not the bloodiest, but a confrontation that carries the full essence of the Ice Age. Senses evolved to their limits. Survival intelligence, balanced offense and defense. Power intertwined with subtlety, the deadly silence of nature. A snowstorm rises from the west. Wind whistles across the frozen ground like thousands of tiny needles. Visibility drops to less than a few meters. A herd of North American camels, agile, alert herbivores, is trying to push toward a safer valley. But they don't know that. Right at the edge of that storm, an invisible army is waiting. It is the dire wolf, the ancient wolf with the most refined senses of the Ice Age, and the only predator capable of using a snowstorm to hunt in perfect formation. When the snow falls thick, prey loses vision. Wind hides footsteps. Scent scatters. Running paths shift constantly. But dire wolves have the ability to hear wind direction, analyze moisture, read warm airflow from teammates, locate each other by breath in the air. They do not get lost. They use the storm. In the blizzard, they split into 3 layers. Layer 1, direction cut. 3-4 wolves run ahead, applying pressure, forcing the prey to turn. Layer 2, invisible enclosure. 6-10 wolves move with the wind, without sight, guided only by the warm current of each other's breath. Layer 3, finishing bite. 2-3 of the strongest move from behind and select the weakest prey. This is not blind instinct. This is organized strategy. Ice Age camels, long legs, light body, excellent burst speed. But in deep snow, snow hits their eyes, legs sink, wind destroys orientation, fast breathing reveals position. This is the moment dire wolves wait for. The dire wolf vanguard does not attack immediately. They move in an arc, appear briefly in the snow curtain, cut across the path, force the herd to turn. No confrontation, no wasted energy, just controlling direction. Like warriors who understand the battlefield map, the wolves in Layer 2 do not look at each other, do not call out, do not need clear signals. They run by. Wind, direction, each other's warmth, shifts in humidity, soft breathing sounds. In the blizzard, they sense each other like a single organism. The camel herd cannot understand where the enemy is because the wolves are everywhere. When a camel turns its body, loads weight onto its hind legs, changes direction, in that 1 second, its legs plunge into the snow. Neck muscles tighten. Snow dust bursts upward, creating a signal for the layer 3 wolves. 2-3 wolves from behind explode in speed, dart forward like arrows, target the hind leg of the weakest camel, make it slip and fall. This is similar to a lion's technique, but far more precise. A fallen camel is quickly covered by snow, cannot stand due to the slick surface, gets trampled by its own herd. Wind hides its cry. Dire wolves rush in immediately. No chances, no mercy, no light of salvation in the whiteout. This is the brutal truth of the Ice Age. Fossils from La Brea and Yukon show bite marks on camel hind legs, broken neck bones from falls, synchronized direwolf tooth marks on ribs, tracks indicating multi-layered hunting formations. This is not imagination. This is evolutionary history. They are tacticians, an army, a perfectly synchronized machine, masters of the snowstorm, the only creatures able to read invisible signals. If Smilodon is the assassin of 0.2 seconds, then the dire wolf is the army of perfect ambushes, where the blizzard itself becomes an ally. The Ice Age night is not pitch black. It is the deep blue of moonlight reflecting on snow. A cold, heavy blue, as if the entire earth were exhaling frozen breath. In that night, across the vast white plains, a strange confrontation is unfolding. The American lion, Panthera atrox, the largest predator of its era, is pursuing the Ice Age horse, one of the smartest, fastest, and most alert herbivores of the time. This isn't an ordinary hunt. This is a battle of intelligence. Panthera atrox doesn't chase blindly. It observes how the herd spreads out, their usual running routes, which one has the wind chilling its face, which one breathes faster, which one looks back too many times, which one stands out of position. It reads the herd's mental state. In the blue night, its eyes glow like 2 golden sparks. Can't see the lion clearly in the dark? It doesn't matter. Ice Age horses use a unique strategy, reading shadows on the snow, spotting tiny movements, using wide-angle vision from their side-set eyes, analyzing the blue reflections. Shadows are clues. Reflected light is information. They don't just run, they calculate. When the herd shifts direction, slips slightly, leans its weight to one side, in that single second, compressed snow makes a sound. Breathing changes, shadows tilt. The lion notices. Panthera atrox isn't the fastest runner, but it has the strongest acceleration. This is the moment it waits for. When ambushed, the herd doesn't scatter wildly, nor do they run in a straight line. They split into 2 branches, creating 2 sets of shadows on the snow. The predator's eyes are fooled for just a fraction of a second. A fraction of a second that saves lives. At night, shadows can deceive. Snow can reflect incorrectly. Wind can distort perception. But breath cannot. The lion hears a trembling breath, warm air pushed sideways by the wind, a ribbon of heat in the freezing air. It selects the weakest target. In a herd of horses, breath is the true signal. The lion explodes into speed, runs like a blade cutting through snow, calculates every step before launching forward. The horses shift direction constantly, use the blue reflections to guide movement, run in wide arcs, use wind to hide their breath. The Ice Age night becomes a massive arena where every movement is a strategy. A young horse slips slightly, Just one tiny sign. Its breath breaks sharply. Its shadow flickers. Its hoof rhythm stumbles. The lion sees it. It channels its full strength, accelerates, bursts through the snow. But at that exact moment, the mother horse charges in, shielding it, shifting her shadow to confuse the lion, creating a light blind spot that makes the predator lose orientation for 0.3 seconds. 0.3 seconds, enough to survive. Not every Ice Age hunt ends with a kill. Encounters like this, strategy versus strategy, senses versus senses, often end when one side loses the advantage, misses the moment, or risks serious injury. The lion stops because the snow is too deep to build momentum for a second pounce. The herd escapes, and the battle of wits comes to an end. Ice Age horses survive not because of absolute speed. The American lion fails not because of weakness. This is nature's lesson. The predator must be smarter than the prey. The prey must be smarter than the predator. Whoever calculates better in the decisive moment lives. Late afternoon on the frozen plains. The sun, dim and blood red, sinks behind streaks of purple clouds. Wind howls, snow sweeps sideways like shards of white glass. A herd of mammoths moves slowly, the young walking in the center, hidden within the protective ring of adults. But today, something is watching them. A massive shadow stands on a rise of frozen earth, drawing in a deep breath of icy wind. It is Arctodus simus, the short-faced bear, the largest bear of the Ice Age. With shocking speed and strength, powerful enough to bring down a full-grown bison. Today, it has chosen its target, a juvenile mammoth lagging slightly behind the herd. Unlike modern bears, Arctodus simus was a true predator, over 3 meters tall when standing upright, long legs built for explosive speed, a sense of smell like a living scent detector. It does not attack immediately. It waits for the mammoth herd to move another 50 meters, for the wind to shift in its favor, for the ground to freeze hard enough for a powerful sprint without sinking. This isn't a reckless strike. This is a calculated assault. Even as a youngster, the juvenile mammoth still has the ability to feel seismic vibrations through its feet, to detect distant tremors, to hear the running rhythm of large animals. When the short-faced bear shifts its weight, the young mammoth senses a very faint ground tremor. It hesitates, but has no time to react. And then, the decisive moment arrives in less than a second. Arctodus simus leaps from the rise, takes strides like a giant hyena, runs at nearly 55 kilometers per hour, each footfall slamming into the ice with a deep thud. The air tears. Snow erupts in long silver trails. This is the speed of the most powerful land predator of the North American Ice Age. This is a moment of evolutionary brilliance. The mother mammoth cannot see the bear, cannot hear it, but she feels the ground shake differently from the steps of mammoths. Instantly, ancient instincts ignite. She turns her head, releases a low, thunderous rumble, stomps the ground, sending a seismic alarm signal through the herd. It is a warning code only mammoths understand. The mother mammoth charges like a living wall, over 6 tons of mass. A colossal frame, tusks curving downward like ivory blades. The short-faced bear tries to slip past, but the mother mammoth twists her body with astonishing precision and slams her flank straight into the bear. The sound is like a boulder crashing down, Arctodus simus is not easily discouraged. It rears on its front legs. 10 cm claws rake across the thick fat layer of the mother mammoth. Its massive jaws clamp onto her fur. The mother bellows. The herd turns back, their combined footsteps rumbling through the earth like distant thunder. The bear knows its time is running out. In seconds, 3 adult mammoths loop around, forming a semicircular wall, shielding the calf within. No predator can break through. The short-faced bear stands before that living barricade, its hot breath puffing white into the cold air. It knows the battle is over. One wrong move, and it would be crushed. Wind blows from the south, carrying the scent of bison. Another hunting opportunity, far less dangerous. Arctodus simus retreats, not out of fear, but out of strategy. It turns away, vanishing into the thickening grey snow. The young mammoth survives. The herd moves on, leaving behind tracks like giant written symbols recording a monumental confrontation. The short-faced bear is stronger, faster, more ferocious, but the mammoths possess collective vibration sensing, flawless herd defense tactics, the ability to communicate through seismic rumbles. The battle is not decided by claws or fangs, but by the optimized evolutionary senses of each species. The night on the frozen prairie is so silent, it feels as if the world has stopped breathing. The ground, covered in a thick layer of snow, reflects the moonlight into a pale blue glow, floating like mist. The wind is gentle, not strong enough to stir the dry grass. And somewhere within the blue night of the Ice Age, there is an encounter so small you might overlook it. Yet, it is a masterpiece of evolution. A snow hare of the Ice Age, wrapped in perfect white fur, is moving slowly, its ears rotating toward every tiny sound. And above, hidden in the endless cold, a predator is waiting. The ancient snowy owl, one of the quietest creatures ever to exist. The snowy ground erases all sound, but the owl's ears are offset, three-dimensional, in alignment, able to analyze micro-directional sounds, capable of hearing snow compress beneath a hare's foot from 50 meters away. To the owl, the hare's smallest movement creates a sound map across the white ice, as if seeing with its ears. The snow hare hears extremely well, reacts fast, can smell danger carried by the wind, has eyes adapted to the faint blue light, can perform absolute freezing to vanish into the landscape. It does not flee without cause. It senses, and right now, it senses something above. A wing structure like no other. Serrated feather edges, soft plumage that absorbs sound, broad wings built to glide instead of flap hard. When the snowy owl dives, it makes no sound at all. None. Absolutely none. No wind noise. No wing beats. No whisper of feathers cutting the air. If the Smilodon is the assassin of heartbeats, then the snowy owl is the assassin of silence. As the owl dives, air pressure warps. Snow compresses slightly, creating a subtle airwave. The snow hare feels it. It whips its body around, leaps left in a burst, almost like a white flash. But the owl fans its tail, tilts its wings 15 degrees, redirects the airflow, leans its entire body in a motion nearly invisible. The snowy owl changes direction, like an arrow bent mid-flight. This is the strike of perfection. When it closes to within a meter of the hare, the owl opens its wings, beats them just enough to break, stabilizes itself, and seizes the hare with needle-sharp talons. It is a capture of absolute precision, no sound, no warning, based on fossils, larger skull plates, stronger jaw muscles, longer hooked teeth, more curved talons to grip slippery prey on snow. All of this allowed it to bite through fur, end the struggle swiftly, without prolonged pain. A single bite and the battle is over. This is not a clash of giants, but it is a duel of super hearing, of absolute silence, of explosive speed, of neural reflexes, of evolutionary strategy, a delicate performance between predator and prey. Smilodon is powerful. The short-faced bear is ferocious. The dire wolf is intelligent. But the ancient snowy owl possessed the perfection of silence. In a frozen world where sound is swallowed by snow and light scatters into blue, a strike without noise is the most terrifying weapon of all. Afternoon on the frozen plains. The sun is hidden behind thick clouds, silver rays falling onto a ground white as cold forged steel. Strong winds sweep across the land in bursts, carrying razor-sharp cold. A herd of bison antiquus, the gigantic ancestors of today's bison, is moving in a tight formation. The largest adults walk along the outer edges, the calves tucked safely in the center. It's a classic defensive structure, but so effective that many predators avoid them entirely. Today, however, one predator is not avoiding them. It is Smilodon fatalis, the hunter with saber-like canines long as ivory blades, and a pounce that lands with the force of a warhammer. The bison herd is united. Their strengths, heavy bodies, explosive speed, horns sharp as spearheads, the ability to charge as a coordinated unit. Smilodon knows this. It doesn't attack blindly. It chooses a more refined strategy. Create chaos. Make the herd separate. Leave one individual outside the defensive ring. Smilodon circles the herd, doesn't attack, only threatens, forcing the bison to adjust their formation. Just one crack, one small gap is enough. The herd doesn't scatter. They tighten formation, slow down, and begin to step in unison. This creates a wave of vibration traveling through the ground, echoing for hundreds of meters. It's a warning signal for distant bison, but more importantly, it alerts their own herd, helps them measure the predator's distance, prevents Smilodon from identifying which calf is weakest. It is a natural ground sonar system. Smilodon waits for the perfect moment when the herd shifts its formation. Right as the adults rotate, positions change. A gap opens for just 1-2 seconds. A fat, inexperienced calf ends up on the edge. Smilodon unleashes its entire body, leg muscles exploding, claws digging into the snow, body surging forward without a roar, saber teeth flashing in the silver light. It is a strike as swift as thunder. As Smilodon charges, the bison rotate. This is a unique evolutionary defense. The largest adults swing to the attack side. The calves pull inward instantly. Every pair of horns faces the predator. A wall of horns rises. No major predator wants to slam into that. Smilodon is forced to change direction mid-sprint. Smilodon drives its claws into the ground, shifts angle in half a second, lunges at the biggest bison's flank, aiming for the thinner neck region. Bison lowers its head, drives its horns forward, nearly a ton of weight behind a charge like a mini-truck. Two forces collide. Thud! The impact echoes across the plain. Snow erupts like an explosion. Smilodon uses its saber teeth to clamp the neck, throw the bison off balance, compress the windpipe, cause bleeding quickly. But the ancient bison has extremely thick hide, cold-proof fat as padding, neck muscles like steel cables, shoulder bones big as boulders. It does not fall. It retreats, but it does not collapse. Smilodon realizes this opponent will not go down easily. The bison pivots left, while simultaneously ramming sideways, kicking Smilodon's hind leg and lifting its head with the momentum. Smilodon is thrown off the ground. It doesn't crash, but it loses balance. This is the most dangerous moment of a hunt. Losing footing on snow. Smilodon understands the Ice Age's harsh rule. A broken bone, starvation. A deep wound, losing advantage. A horn strike to the belly, fatal internal trauma. It stops, exhales clouds of white vapor. Its fangs are still bared, but its eyes recalculate the situation. The bison herd holds formation, backing away step by step, a living fortress. Smilodon turns away. The battle of strength, strategy, instinct comes to an end. No absolute winner, no pathetic loser, only nature choosing the one best fit to survive. Smilodon is overwhelmingly powerful, fast, precise, a top-tier assassin, but the ancient bison fight as a formation, are deeply connected, protect their calves flawlessly, hit with the force of a small truck, use rotating defensive tactics. Their battle reveals one truth. Individual strength is terrifying, but the strength of a united group is far more fearsome. On the hardened midday snow, sunlight reflects down, creating a blinding patch of brightness like a silver mirror. The air is so cold that even a deep breath feels burning. A North American camel is moving quickly, its long, lightweight legs carrying it across deep snow with minimal sinking. It is one of the fastest runners of the Ice Age, a true long-distance athlete. But behind it, from a cluster of ice-covered rocks, a predator emerges with terrifying silence. Chasmopothites, the running hyena, the greatest endurance runner in the entire Ice Age. Unlike other predators, it doesn't rely on explosive speed, doesn't charge immediately, doesn't attack with brute force. It uses endurance. The name running hyena is no coincidence. They have long legs, a lean body, large lungs, a stable heart rate during long-distance running, the ability to maintain speed for hours. In the Ice Age, endurance is a killing weapon. The camel is not afraid to run. It is born to run on soft ground or compacted snow. When hunted, it accelerates, slows, accelerates again, creating unpredictable running cycles, making it hard for the pursuer to keep a steady breathing rhythm, while using zigzag patterns to avoid leg attacks. This strategy is based on a simple truth. Most predators tire before long-distance prey do, but Chasmoporthetes is different. Chasmoporthetes does not follow the camel's zigzag path. Instead, it runs along an optimal curve, predicting the camel's next direction, cutting off its future line of travel, saving energy by avoiding constant turns, not needing to be faster, only needing to be smarter. This is similar to how wolves hunt African antelopes, but refined by the demands of a frozen world. In the snowy, reflective light, scent doesn't dissipate quickly. It rides the cold wind, clings to the icy ground. The ancient hyena follows that scent trail, as if running along an invisible road. Even when the camel crosses a snow mound and briefly disappears from sight, the hyena never loses track. This is the supreme advantage of endurance predators. The camel shifts to a burst cycle strategy, explosive acceleration to wear down the pursuer. It gallops, then suddenly bursts into high speed, then eases slightly to recover, then bursts again. Researchers call this tactical variable pace running. It forces predators to constantly adjust their heart rate, burn energy to match speed changes, exhaust themselves faster in deep snow. But once again, Chasmoporthetes does not fall for the trap. The ancient hyena maintains a steady pace. Stability is its killing blade against long-distance prey. It doesn't change rhythm, doesn't accelerate with the camel, doesn't get dragged into a jerky pace race. It simply runs steady, runs straight, runs tirelessly, runs continuously. Time is its weapon. 1 hour passes, 2 hours, 3 hours. The camel begins to breathe harder. Its scent grows stronger. Its rapid breathing becomes a guiding signal straight into the hyena's nose. As fatigue sets in, the camel's feet scrape the snow less lightly. Its hooves grip the snow poorly. Its stride becomes unstable. Its hind leg joints lose spring. The ancient hyena notices immediately. It accelerates, not aggressively, but steadily and surely. The camel starts to wobble with each stride. This is the moment the hyena has been waiting for. In the instant the camel slips slightly, the hyena swings left, cuts the perfect angle, locks onto the camel's hind legs, drives its full weight into the animal's flank. With just a well-timed, light impact, the camel collapses into the snow. No strength left to get up. The hyena lunges at the neck, the thinnest skin, and ends a chase that has lasted for hours. Smilodon has the most powerful pounce. The American lion has the highest peak speed. The snowy owl has absolute silence. But the ancient hyena, not the fastest, not the strongest, not the biggest, but it never gets tired. In the frozen world, the one who never quits is the one who wins. Amid the snow-covered forest of the Ice Age, sunlight pierced through in thin slivers like silver blades. A gentle wind carried the scent of cold pine, and the space was almost utterly silent. Within that stillness, two creatures prepared to enter a battle where a single misstep could mean death. A megaglaciers with enormous antlers nearly 4 meters wide, majestic immense yet cumbersome in the tight forest. And a giant cave bear, a muscular powerhouse capable of standing up to 3 meters tall when fully upright. This confrontation did not take place on the wide open plains, but in the forest where the narrow space would determine fate. The cave bear possessed one of the keenest senses of smell of the Ice Age. It detected the scent of fur and skin brushing against the branches, the faint warmth left by the snow-tracked deer. But it also sensed something more critical, the stress hormone scent of the megaglaciers. This meant the deer was on the defensive, no longer fleeing. The bear knew this would not be an easy hunt. The megaglaciers had magnificent antlers, but in the forest, a single wrong turn could trap it among the branches. Yet it chose the forest because trees provided cover from attacks. Slopes amplified its jumping power. Deep snow absorbed sound, offering ambush opportunities against the bulky bear, difficult to maneuver. This was not a desperate decision. This was strategy. As the bear advanced into the clearing, snow exploded underfoot. Branches shook violently. Hot breath rose in clouds of white smoke. Long claws tore into tree trunks, producing a harsh screech. This was raw, primal power. The bear needed no concealment. Strength itself was a declaration. If I catch you, it's over instantly. Within the dense forest, the bear found a point of advantage. 2 trees spaced just enough for its head to fit, but narrow enough that the antlers could block its attack path. This was the perfect spot to use antlers, like 2 giant scythe blades. The deer was not stronger than the bear, but it fought smarter. The bear leapt, intending to pin the deer with its front legs and sink its teeth into its neck. But the megaglaciers had been ready. It swung its head sideways, antlers sweeping like a warhammer. Crash! The antlers struck the bear's shoulder, sending the massive body careening to the side. Snow exploded into the air. A tree branch snapped with a crack. The bear hadn't expected such force. The cave bear was terrifyingly powerful. Standing upright, 3 meters tall, it resembled a wall of muscle. It stomped down with both legs, attempting a downward strike the spot antlers could barely reach. This attack could snap the deer's neck, crush shoulder bones, destabilizing the megaglaciers' death. But the deer had prepared in advance. Half a step in the snow seemed insignificant, yet for a 400-500 kilograms creature, it was precise calculation. The bear struck sliding forcefully into empty space. At that exact moment, the deer lunged forward, antlers thrust directly into the soft area beneath the bear's shoulder. The strike did not kill, but it sent a jolt of pain, staggering the bear. The cave bear was no fool. Survival demanded knowing when to retreat. A single antler strike could tear muscles, break ribs, causing infection, cost it hunting advantage. Those injured in the Ice Age winter died. The bear sniffed its blood on the snow, let out a deep, resonant growl, then retreated, slowly, carefully, with a touch of frustration. Eventually, it turned and disappeared into the forest with heavy, thudding steps. The megaglaciers had won not through strength, but through terrain and strategy. The bear was stronger, bigger, fiercer, but the megaglaciers chose its battlefield, used tree trunks as shields, positioned its antlers perfectly within narrow space, struck at the bear's least protected weakness. In the Ice Age world, every tree, every broken branch, every small gap was a weapon. Nature did not merely favor the strong. Nature favored those who knew how to use their intelligence at the right moment. Early morning on the frozen plains. The sun hung low, its light scattered through the cold air, casting a silvery blue hue over the entire frozen lake. Those rays reflected, making the lake appear like a giant mirror, breathtakingly beautiful, but also the most dangerous trap of the Ice Age. A massive Irish elk, with antlers nearly 4 meters wide, stepped cautiously across the ice. It did not want to be here, but winter food was scarce, and on the other side of the lake lay the only forest with a few young shrubs. It did not know that beneath the glittering ice lay a deadly fragility, and it certainly did not know that. On the lake's edge, a pack of dire wolves was watching. Dire wolves hunted with strategy and extraordinary intelligence. When they saw prey stepping onto the ice, they did not chase immediately. They did not growl. They did not cause a commotion. Instead, they observed how the ice cracked. They read the darker lines beneath the surface. They understood where the ice was weak. They knew, on this frozen lake, a single misstep and the prey would destroy itself. This was hunting by terrain, not by fang or claw. On solid ground, the Irish elk was one of the strongest Ice Age creatures. High speed, devastating charges, incredibly fast antler maneuvers. But on the ice, its hooves slipped. Its massive weight made the ice tremble. Each step sent shockwaves beneath the lake. Its wide antlers made turning difficult. It was like a mighty warrior, forced into an arena not meant for it. A dire wolf stepped onto the ice first. Light paws, broad claws, weight evenly distributed, moving as if gliding across a mirror. It did not crack the ice. It made no loud noise. Then, one by one, the pack advanced in a fan-shaped formation. They moved slowly, as if breathing in rhythm with the ice itself. Each time the elk lifted a foot, the ice creaked beneath it. Small cracks spread like threads. Pressure waves rippled through the lake. If it ran, the entire ice sheet could collapse. It understood this, but its massive body trembled with tension. It knew it was being cornered. A rare technique. They circled, bit by bit, narrowing the radius, creating psychological pressure that forced the Irish elk to turn. But each turn, its wide antlers caught the wind. Its center of gravity shifted. Cracks fanned out in spokes beneath it. The dire wolves did not need to touch the prey. They only needed to force it into its own trap. One wolf ran across right in front of the elk. No attack, just a startle, causing the elk to spin sharply. Krah! A large crack opened beneath the elk, spreading like a bolt of black lightning. The elk jumped back, but that was the worst moment. A strong jump equals concentrated force. Concentrated force equals faster ice breakage. The ice buckled beneath it. As the elk tried to regain balance, a dire wolf lunged at its hind leg. No need to bite deeply, just enough to shift its center of gravity. The elk slid across the ice. Its wide antlers scraped the surface, ringing out a sharp, icy echo. The elk struggled desperately, but each powerful movement cracked the ice even more. Thud! The elk fell through a broken patch of ice. Frigid water engulfed its body. Wet fur weighed it down. Wide antlers caught on the ice edge. It could not climb back. The dire wolves had to retreat from the broken area, but they waited around the lake's edge. They knew the elk would exhaust itself in a few minutes. No predator would finish the elk faster than claw or fang. The cold water and ice would do it. A frozen death, but entirely in accordance with the harsh laws of the age. Dire wolves were clever. The elk was powerful. But on the ice, weight, vibration, wind direction, ice structure, echoes beneath the surface, were the true factors of life and death. The Ice Age was not only a time when animals fought each other, it was a time when animals fought against the environment itself. One wrong step, one uneven weight, one tiny crack, and the life of a colossal creature ended by the deadly, beautiful silence of the ice. The winter sun was setting, painting the sky in pale orange mixed with purple, its light spilling over the sheer cliffs like cold flames. Below, the wind howled through ice-filled crevices, creating a deep, resonant sound like the earth itself sighing. This was the most dangerous place of the Ice Age, a cliff hundreds of meters high, where only the boldest creatures dared approach. On the edge of the cliff, an Arctic fox searched for the remains of prey left behind by vultures. Agile and clever, but winter was merciless. It had to eat by any means necessary. It did not know that. In the sky above it, a massive shadow circled. The Ice Age eagle, a predator nearly 40% larger than today's golden eagle, with a wingspan over 2.5 meters. With its wide wings, it sensed the direction of the wind, adjusted its tilt by mere degrees, found the lift points to maximize its strike force. It did not attack with brute strength. It attacked with the physics of air. The Arctic fox did not notice. The wind roared, masking every hint of danger. A tiny movement on the ice, a dry leaf carried by the wind. The fox looked up instinctively, and then it saw the eagle's shadow stretching across the cliff. It startled, its body tensed like a drawn bow, tail tucked tight, a signal of highest alert. But it was too late to run. The eagle pressed its wings close to its body, plunged like a living spear, reached speeds exceeding 180 kilometers per hour, made almost no sound as its wings cut through the air smoothly. The wind whistled only when it was less than 4 meters from the fox. In that moment, every creature knew the strike was coming. Instinct exploded in a fraction of a second. It leaped to the left. Claws scraped the slick ice. Its body nearly slid off the cliff. Snow fell into the bottomless abyss. Death was just beneath, but the fox did not fall. It clung on, breathing hard, one leg trembling from lack of grip. The moment the fox avoided the first strike, the eagle did not lose momentum. It spread its wings, arced its body in a sweeping turn, used its tail to change direction, lowered its legs with nearly 7 centimeters talons extended. This was a technique only airborne predators could execute. It was the second strike. Faster, lower, deadlier. The fox knew it could not outrun the eagle. On ice, the eagle was too fast. On the cliff, there was only one choice: fight with terrain. It darted into a narrow crevice, just wide enough for its body, but too small for the eagle's wings. This was a survival decision. It struck with its talons into the crevice, but the wind shifted. The space was tight. Its wings brushed the rock. One wing hit, ice slipped slightly. The strike went off course. This was the fox's moment to counterattack. In an instant, the fox lunged from the crevice, bit hard into the eagle's talon, unbalanced it. Wings could not fully open. Body tilted to the right. In midair, a mere 5-degree misalignment, was enough. The eagle slipped from the ice surface, hit the cliffside, and fell several meters lower, not dead, but seriously injured. It could not continue its attack. The Arctic fox survived because of terrain, because of the crevice, because of the mathematics of angles. The eagle was powerful, fast, precise, dominating the sky. But the cliff was not its battlefield. The small fox, clever, alert, and using every crevice to turn weakness into advantage. In nature, terrain is also a weapon, and only those who know how to use it survive.